Hello there, fellow surveyors. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Odyssey Grav Runners. Episode 29, Hunting Goes Terribly Wrong. So as you can see above my head, we are going to be mining this tile for its uranium, because there's a lot of uranium on this tile, and then heading to the terraformer grav core. So we are here at just the southern part of the temperate forest, and the terraformer is like a hop to our south. Currently, there are two grav cores known. There's a platform grav core, which is kind of like above us. Actually, you know what? You guys can decide whether I go to the platform or the terraformer. I don't really care one way or another, but I'll have you guys choose that in just a moment. So what we're doing on the map tile is just making sure that we have plenty of resources, plenty of chem fuel and meat stockpiled and ready to go for our next hop, because the frozen terraformer is probably not going to have a lot of food. I mean, it's a frozen terraformer after all. And then the orbital platform, same deal. So the question is, what grav core to head to next? So we've got Mech platform or terraformer. So in terms of the raw resources in this map tile, there is a lot of stuff to hunt, which is great. There's uranium and compacted machinery. We don't really need steel. We're pretty hot on steel. What we are not hot on, however, is plasteel. So we did just, at the end of last stream, build the long-range mineral scanner. And the purpose of this long-range mineral scanner, of course, is to obtain plasteel. Now, one weird thing that I wanted to do to this ship, which I'm going to do now, is to add in doors to have access to reloading the turrets from the inside, and then forbidding the doors so that they aren't used as actual doors. So a lot of the uranium we're obtaining is for that purpose. And also, I am not at my, I'm not anywhere near my tile max at the moment. So I was also planning on adding additional mini turrets to the ship. And I wouldn't mind getting some slugs too. We don't really have the plasteel for more autocannon turrets, or slugs for that matter. But that is something I'm definitely considering adding at some point. We've been attacked a lot. So the tiles that you see me adding just now are so that we can expand our mini turret supply. Essentially, this is going to be a bit of a gunship, even though it's really a survey ship, just because our survey team is constantly imperiled by the things around us. So, with that in mind, I'm going to add additional doors so that we can repair and reload the turrets in the bays. And then Puig is going to be the one to do the freezer one. I also wanted to redesign our freezer a little bit. So I'm going to put a door here and then destroy this freezer entirely and have two freezers and a door so it's serviceable. All right, let's go ahead and have Puig build this uranium door to retain the integrity of our freezer, and then build this steel door. Same deal. And now that we have a steel door, removing this, having this be a cooler instead, set to -7, I guess, once it's built. And then likewise, I think I'm going to go ahead and put grav structures under both. This will be -20, or -7 rather. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. And then these two are obsolete now. All right. So, like, little quality of life changes, and being able to, like, maintain the turrets is going to be mightily important. The other thing I wanted to do is, Klein here is soon going to run out of, like, plasteel in order to make stuff. So he will be involved in some of the ship reconstruction. And this is why I'm getting all the uranium, so that I can do all this, like, new door work. And obviously these doors are going to need to be dyed the appropriate pastel green color to designate the fact that they are, you know, armored. Now, the only disadvantage of this is all of these extra doors does mean that, like, controlling Manhunter packs is going to be a little bit more challenging because you can't control where the Manhunter pack goes if, you know, you have all these extra doors. But I think in the end of the day, it'll be fine. Okay, I don't want Runaloth constructing. And it looks like we definitely have some extra room for the butchery. And after doing this expansion, of course, we will have extra room for, you know, for more shelves. Of course, our kitchen is technically a tomb, so there's a bit of a disadvantage there. You know what? I don't really like the look of that. I'm gonna nudge it over one. I wanted to space it out so that I don't have to have tile blockers to block the turrets from, like, chain exploding, but I don't like replacing the corners like that. It looks pretty hideous. So for aesthetic reasons, it shall be fixed. And then here will be uranium mini turrets. Again, one of the reasons why we're gaining all the uranium we are, so that we can mini turret up plenty and make it a lot harder for our ship to be pushed over. And most of these turrets, or actually all the turrets except for the front section, fall under the grav shield generator, so they are also protected, which is good. In terms of dead power, let's put dead power conduit here and here. I think that will reach. If it doesn't, I'll remedy it. Oh, yes, and that looks awfully wrong as well. I don't want to actually change where that is, so in the case of this corner, I'll just square it up. So it looks fine. Alright, all the dead power connects. Good. Good, good, good. And, we're not down any additional uranium because we've been mining it up. Alright, home zones. Let's fix those, because I made some changes. And then we'll have to... I don't really need to fix the roof zone, because the roof zone will be fixed automatically anytime we hop. Because it doesn't... Any roof built over a non-substructure is obviously going to be lost, but I can fix it for now. Alright, looks to me like you guys want me to go to the terraformer, so I'm not going to change the priority above my head. So yeah, if you're wondering what these do, in space, when there's no pathing and flooring, it allows me to repair and rearm turrets from within the ship. Of course, opening up the doors will cause a vacuum, but one might assume that when we're already in space, we're going to be in spacesuits, so that vacuum effect is really not an issue. So that is the intent of these doors, so that when I don't have physical paths to get to the turrets can still be maintained. Because if they're not maintained, they don't protect the ship. Alright, now to do some hunting. Topping up our food before we go. And then once we destroy this stuff, we'll have more benches for food and storage. So that's gonna look wrong, but that's... yeah, I'll square it up too. And then on top of all of that, if there is not a physical path to the ship, it's also a good way for us to peek out and shoot incoming attackers. So it serves that purpose as well. So it's a very multi-purpose, like, bait. Like, think of it as like a battleship cannon ports, you know? That would be a really good analogy for it, I think. They're essentially cannon ports. And we are nearly done with them, too. And luckily, the storyteller has decided to give me a little reprieve from raids, so I can actually do the redesign without having to bail. 'Cause sometimes they don't let up. And all in all, I've used like maybe 17 more tiles or something. It's pretty inconsequential in the scheme of things. It does make our ship kind of look like a sea urchin or something, like spiky. Oh, speaking of being left alone, I spoke too soon. I don't really have an interest in trying to fight 54 humans. So let's take off. I will head to the terraformer. And Pierogi get to vacuum safe. Pierogi is holding uranium. So I'm going to cancel the launch, wait for Pierogi to get into the ship, and then launch. I don't want to leave our fox behind. Alright, all people get inside. We all heading inside? Alright, Pierogi's inside, perfect. Launch an animal, vacuum safe. I'll probably also have to adjust the vacuum safe zoning. So let's put that area as free to be vacuum safe. And I think that's really the only change. And obviously we're like incomplete, right? We're gonna leave... In fact... Let's grab that one grav light panel. Is that the only panel that was like, that will be ditched? Because Klein needs to... Oh, turtle. Oh, God. I did not realize turtle was basically where the raiders were. That's a whole problem. Because you are not moving at a normal speed. Shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Well, you're going to be knocked out and possibly abducted. Why were you down there? You must have been hunting the alpaca right when they zoned in. That's a problem. Okay, well, this changes a lot. The problem that so the worry here is, there's really nothing stopping these tribals from trying to abduct, Turtle, given where Turtle is. But what I can do is I can spin up the turrets that we just made for an event of this magnitude. Get ready on the ship shields, and just, like, gun the hell out of them. I wish I didn't have to. But I'm given very little choice. So Turtle has really no bleeds at all, and just needs time to be rescued. We are definitely going to find ourselves covered in dead bodies, which is not going to be good on anyone's mood. And I need to single out... I don't know why they're rushing me, but I need to single out, brawlers more than anyone else. What are they doing? What kind of attack is, like, just running at our walls? Stupid. Alright. You are melee. You are melee. You are melee. You're all melee. What the hell? Alright, Puig, come out here. Luckily, we have, like, armor for stuff like this. So, we're gonna let the... Okay, Fangface is struggling to move. I don't think I'm gonna even try to have him flee. He's just getting stun-locked at this point. But, Puig is gonna hold the door, and we're gonna try to clear them out as much as possible. We only really need to down half, but there's a whole lot of them. That was ultimately the problem. I'm not looking for any recruits in this fight. And if the mini turrets explode, they explode. I'm going to try to keep the auto turrets from exploding. The mini turrets are very replaceable, though, compared to the auto turrets. So I think what I'll do is I'll have my shooting group pop out. Fangface only has one bleed, so he's really not in big risk or anything like that. The shooting group only will pop out here and start clearing while the mini turrets are just doing their mini turret thing. Alright, Puig, you might want to avoid that. Unfortunately, it caught Fangface, who's lost a lung. So one of these guys is going to be... What are you crawling to? Crawl towards safety, not towards danger? Like, I thought that was self-evident. I am surprised they're still putting up a fight, given the percentage that must be downed by now. I think if I focus fire on specific targets and remove them from the field, they'll flee sooner. It's really too bad that Turtle was, like, so ridiculously out of position for a fast disengage. And Turtle should be crawling to us, but is not bleeding, so it's really only Fangface's concern. And Fangface is, like, getting shot while downed, which seems ridiculous to me. But he's crawling in and will be in cover soon. Okay, they're fleeing. Good. So Runeloth didn't even take any injuries. Let's go ahead and have you and Fangface. I do need to capture one of them for a lung. So for prisoners. And I think what I'm going to do is have everyone be in vacuum safe other than the Runeloth, which is exactly what I already have. There was also the case, you look like a Starjack, but you're not. Why would you be a Starjack? I don't even have Biotech on. Okay, everyone go inside and we'll find someone that is like, can be rescued, so to speak, for lung. Yeah, you, chemical interest, quail, captured. And then Turtle will be here soon. What I could do is have Puig go rescue Turtle. Surprised no one died? Well, we do have, like, armor other than Fangface, whereas everyone else does not. And they all had, like, tribal weapons. So they had weapons that had a very low chance to insta-kill. I'm not saying I didn't get lucky, but there was some math on my side. Alright, Glitch, I'm going to have you tend Quail without medicine. And then Good, you are going to smoke Leaf, because you are the most... You're volatile, so you're the most likely to have a mental break. Klein, would you be so kind as to haul the weapon in? And then the other thing is, like, now that we're completely covered in bodies, it's one of these situations where, like, only Runeloth should really go outside, because everyone else will be really upset if they see what they see. And Runeloth is a doctor, and for Runeloth, I'm gonna treat Fangface so he's on his feet sooner with industrial meds. So we need to grab an SMG that was dropped, and then haul some stuff. But that's about it. There's not too much cleanup to be had. I'm just checking if any of these down but not dead are, have, like, jade or silver pocketed, but they don't seem to. And Klein's going for the unique weapon, obviously. So, of all of those injuries, all we need is a lung. And, Runeloth was completely unscathed and has medical. So, as soon as Quail is tended to, we'll take a lung for Fangface. Unfortunately, Fangface, I don't know why he started crawling, like, away. I guess he was crawling away from the exploding turret, but he wasn't going to get far enough. It's too bad that he didn't just, like, crawl into the base. But that's just the way it is, I guess. Alright, and all of Fangface's bleeds are tended to. Well, I should have a bit of a respite from raiders for a bit as a result. I triggered the adaptation as a result of getting knocked down. So, there's at least that. Alright, Quail. I want you to have industrial meds. Surprise, I know. And we're going to remove a lung. It's not something that our ideology, like, necessarily believes in, or rather, not ideology, because we don't have that, but our people believe in. But it is needed. And then Fangface, you are going to be carried and dropped. Because you recover a lot faster when you're in a hospital bed. So I want to carry Fangface and put Fangface in a hospital bed. And then carry Turtle. Well, he can't even walk. So let's go do the surgery immediately. And then have, like, Glitch rest in the hospital bed, because you recover faster. Okay, operate. Is the bottom left of the ship not home zoned? Well, we didn't even finish it yet. You're kind of getting 10 steps ahead of what I would even consider. Alright, in terms of everyone else's tending, now that none of the worst of the wounds are tended to, I'm just going to tend to everyone else using herbal. It's weird that you're worried about the condition of the ship when we have, like, downed and almost dead crewmen. Makes me think you're a sociopath. I'm calling you out. This isn't Pilgrim ship, where the ship matters more than people. This is the Grav Runners. The people matter more than the ship. Prisoner is escaping. Yeah, I literally dumped him there. You're not escaping. You were released. Oh, and a heat wave. Joy. Alright, so some things I wanted to do is to get the corpses off of our boat. Because, we don't need that. Could you drop him? I know I misclicked, but, like, it's funny that I kept misclicking. Okay, so it's a heat wave. So Storyteller just got toxic and hot. Got it. All of them are reason to stay inside. Now, the thing is, we are in, like, astronaut suits, so it doesn't really matter. The toxic fallout, we have, like, amazing amounts of toxic fallout resistance, so it's not a big deal. Though, with that said, I want to grab this medicine before we leave. I don't really care about the simple meals. So as far as what not to do, like, there's one component in one Gravelite panel that we would lose if we blasted off. The other issue with blasting off is Klein and Glitch are our flight crew. And the healthier they are, the better the launch. So waiting until they are healthy is ideal. So as long as there's not like a pressing, urgent reason for us to leave, I don't think we really need to leave. What I could do is, let's see. This is going to be a little rough. Please don't get addicted. I wanted to clean up the corpses so that the mood of everyone in our crew aren't completely tanked. Because being around all these dead bodies is going to be deeply problematic. So I took some wake up to haul the bodies away. Keep them from being seen by everyone else. A lot of people we had to kill. They really wanted us dead. Alright, at this point, I'm putting you out of your misery. This isn't cruelty, this is mercy. I mean, Runoth might have liked it, but watching someone slowly bleed out on a field is more evil than just helping them pass on, I think. And the reason I'm zoning all the bodies away is so that we can finish doing the ship update. and fixes without, you know, mental breaks, because we're going to get a hell of a lot of mental breaks if we don't. The surgery fail. Ah, lovely. I didn't realize there was a surgery fail. Wow, in fact, his torso... Wait, it wasn't a fail. You just didn't do it. Okay, well, you're on wake up now. So once all the corpses are moved, we'll circle back to that. Pierogi does not have protection from toxic fallout, so I'm going to keep Pierogi inside. Also, it's... Oh, because this door was blown out. Got it. Hey, Klein, get over there. I was like, why are we outside? Yeah, that explains it. Alright, so now we'll start to cool down in the ship. No. Try again. There we go. So I'm going to continue mining uranium, but I've unrestricted everyone to be, like, not close to the edge of the map. So if there's another raid incursion like that, we don't have a situation where we are open to being smushed. And Puig, our chef, is on a food binge. Okay. Turtle, I'm gonna have you take over Glitch's spot in the hospital so you recover faster. And the surgery went well. So Klein, I want you to instruct more than anything else so that we fix up the issues with this ship. That way, when we launch, we're in a really good position to defend ourselves. Oh god, I missed a dead body. And it's like immediately rotten because thanks, toxic fallout, you're the worst. Toxic fallout, of course, extremely hastens the rot process. Okay, with that done, we can... We aren't going to do any more hunting here. Turtle. Where is your gun? Here's your gun. Perfect. Okay. So we used up a lot of uranium, but now we're replenishing it. And that was needlessly annoying, that raid. All right, home zones. So this is the roof zone. I'm gonna update the roof zone. That looks about right, and I'll be roofing up this this spot once we jump, because we're heading to a frozen terraformer. And then home zones. That looks right to me. I think. Oh, almost. Alright. So Klein should have everything fixed. Oh, are you kidding me? Solar flare, toxic fallout, and heat wave? Yo, could you just, like... Like, what the hell? Alright. In that case... Maybe we just leave. I mean, it seems like this map tile is cursed, so I don't really see a need to stay much longer. I wanted to get more of the corners up and everything, but like the storyteller's just like, screw you, leave, and I feel a little like pressed because of that. I guess we can wait for the fix-ups to finish, though, because we're almost done. At least the solar flare's gone. So these side doors are not to be used for convenience. They're not doors. They're like cannon ports. So I'm forbidding them because I don't want people popping out of them. I think all of the new walls are now done, so it's just about repairing the turrets and then maybe mining up the last of the uranium. Medicine production is done. Okay, so now that we have medicine production, I want to get uranium slug turrets. I would like to add uranium slugs to our ship. The autocannon turrets are really good against tribals and low armored targets, but we don't have good defenses against armored targets like centipedes and the like. And Snook, thank you for the resub. And Darkwind and Dead Squall and Pierogi too. Guero. Man, I missed a lot, and I sorry about that. It was mid-raid panic. I was busy. Alright, so once this uranium is... Oh, well, heat wave is already over, and we just found the Mech Hive. Nice. So the Mech Hive is in the... Wow, almost over the South Pole. Okay. Kilgore, thanks for the gifted subs. Alright, we are officially ready to launch. Not everyone has recovered, but recovered enough. And we are headed to the Frozen Terraformer. And also, belated treats for Yoda. Sorry, I missed that. Jazzium. I'll build a roof over the old cooler area too. I'll get to that in just a moment. All right, before we pick a landing spot, I wouldn't mind being near steel. There's gold here. Maybe kind of like park it in. That'll work. Little cubby hole and all. Alright, roof zone. Oh no, I already fixed that roof. So I'm roofing up here as well to capture the heat from the chemgen. Because this is a cold tile. And I would like to send mining to find the terraformer first. So the current priority right now is to find the terraformer. All right. Done and done. In terms of wildlife, there are muskoxes. I know that we need meat, so I'm going to group hunt them so that if they herd revenge, we're like fine. Okay, cool. That should keep us plenty fed for a bit. And as far as zones go, unrestricted. Before we leave, it wouldn't be bad to grab that gold, and let's check for other ores. So compacted, there was no compacted machinery. For regular ore, there's the gold ore I found, and then for jade, okay. So we found basically all the stuff we wanted to find. Yeah, that South Pole good human field. What the hell? What? Concern. Did a Wendigo name that? Like, for real. What a weird name. Alright, in terms of recovery, Fangface and Turtle still a little bit beat up, but they're recovering. The ship is cold, but it's not, like, gonna hurt you cold. It wouldn't be a bad idea at some point to add in additional, heaters, but I don't have the kind of power generation that I want to dedicate to that task. But while we're here... Oh, boy, there's almost no trees. Never mind, I'm not even gonna bother to, yeah, I'm not even gonna bother to chop down trees. There's almost nothing here. Also, do not trust a warg, especially given that there's almost no other animals here. Warg would just eat me. I know that. I'm not an idiot. I kind of like the orange bedrooms. I'm going to continue that theme. Although it kind of contrasts against the green ship, but whatever. Oh, wow. Okay, that's why we stopped mining. I was like, huh, they're not mining anymore. It's because they found the wall of the facility already, the terraformer. This ship is definitely not huge. I'm glad you think so, but it's like a 700 tiled, a 780 or 790 tiled ship at a 2000. It's pretty small, I think. Seriously? Okay, I guess we keep mining then. I thought I'd hit the door by now. Unless you were talking about this. Yeah, this is ice. Come on. Stop taking turns. It's annoying. And also, who's responsible for hauling the muskoxes? Because you're not doing a very good job of that. There we go. Finally found a door. So, let's mine around the door so that we can fit our fire team and then, like, mine a shorter tunnel so that we don't have to go the weird, stupid way every time. And you're almost recovered. I'm glad to see it. Okay, Puik. And Glitch. Actually, Glitch, you stay out of this. I would like Glitch to stay on research. Klein comes and hacks. Okay, I see wasps. I don't want to risk good because I think, oops, I think good is very likely to just have a mental break the moment I step foot in here. She's like teeter-tottering on minor break on the regular. I'm gonna leave her out of it. All right, I can hear a lot of robots moving around, and then there's also a glow here indicating that there's a sealed crate in the ice. Always look for this, like, sort of yellowy hued glow. It's kind of hard to see around the emergency lights, which are, bright red. But, there's gonna be sealed crate in here for sure. And we got glare meds. Okay. Uh-oh. So as long as Puik can get its attention, I'm gonna have everyone else come and help Gun. I guess Good wants to come in here anyway. I should probably have good not have the orbital bombardment targeter, considering she's like almost always the first one to have a mental break in any combat situation. So good, you are going to turn that over to Turtle. And then it's already 8 p.m., so I'm going to have everyone just like take a break for the night. And I'll forbid the doors so that no one goes in there to their folly. While we're here, I wouldn't mind getting some steel. Topping up my steel a little bit more. Because I have plans. The question for you guys. What to do with the Grav Core? Power extender, my choice. I'll leave it up to you. And I think I'm going to turn off the research and multi-analyzer, stopping the uranium slug turret research so that we can get plasteel, because we are super choked for plasteel right now. We have 4 plasteel, and that's not enough, simply put. Yeah, someone's organ was harvested. It's in your body, dude. You could at least be thankful. The prisoner escaped is a little annoying. I, like, let them go. I should have not done it that way to avoid that mental break, obviously. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Odyssey Grav Runners, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow Grav Runners.